Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
And I don't know why this one called to me, and maybe just because I've seen the original. But do you remember sort of way back in 2001, a little movie called Ocean's 11? Did you?
Yes,
Yeah. Did you? You know what?
I watched it.
Did you enjoy it? I mean, I don't know how much you remember of it, but was it? To me, it
Yeah,
was the
it's good.
definition of a popcorn flick.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was George Clooney. Brad Pitt was in it. Brad Pitt was like eating the whole movie and stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, I watched it. It was fine. It
Yeah.
had a twist in the end, if I recall.
Well, these kind of caper movies do, and because it was a
Paper
remake of
movie.
like
Thank
a
you.
the Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra Ocean's 11. But yeah, like you said, Clooney. It's got Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Julia Roberts, Andy Garcia. Just it had a huge cast, and Don Cheadle. And I'm probably missing a few others that I can't think of off the top of the head. But it was a fun movie. They got a bunch of big name actors at that time together, and just it was a typical heist movie. Nothing wrong. Like you said, it didn't reinvent the wheel. It gave us a fun little twist. It's just hard not to enjoy the chemistry that the main few have between, Pitt and Clooney and Damon. That's what I kind of remember. I just remember, like I said, it was a fun movie. I can't really tell you many scenes from it, but I just remember, like, yeah, I did like it. So I say that because about 5 years ago, 2018, they made an Ocean's 8. And my wife asked
Oh,
when I said I was watching this, she's like, is this a prequel? And I said, no. This is actually technically a sequel, but it involves no one that we just talked about because this is kind of like the all women's crew. They changed things up a little bit. Now, the star is Sandra Bullock, who actually plays George Clooney's little sister. I think her name, I'm trying to find, like Debbie or what's her name in this movie? I'm trying to look this up real quick. I already lost. Yeah, Debbie, Deborah, Deb, blah blah blah. She stars in this, but yeah, she's the little sister. Now there is no link outside of that, and it also has Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Helena Bonham
oh,
Carter, Mindy Kaling, Dakota Fanning. So again, Rihanna. So kind of like the Ocean's 11, they just got a lot of big stars, and it's the same vibe. Now, little differences. Um, Sandra Bullock, she, has spent like, I would say, I think it's like 5 years in jail, and she's just getting out of jail. She was put there because someone she was seeing set her up. They were like kind of doing this little, money gig together, and he basically sold her out. She didn't give up on anyone, or sold anyone else out, but she did go to jail. But she gets out, and she's been planning this heist of like this $150 million jewel the whole time she was there. So kind of like the first one, she gets like her friends together, figure it out, blah blah blah. So no, this is pretty much the same. I mean, it was kind of cool seeing all these, stars together again because I honestly didn't look at. I knew Sandra Bullock was in this, but I kind of forgot the rest of the
yeah.
cast. And then I'm like, oh, that's Helena Bonham Carter. I like her. Oh, Anne Hathaway. I've seen a few movies of her this year. And they even tease in a way Danny Ocean, George Clooney's character, because she goes to the cemetery and he may or may not be dead, but his name's there in a grave. And then they actually have a couple of the lesser known characters, like Carl Reiner appears in this movie, and he even
Okay.
asks her, he's like, is Danny really dead? And she's just like, you know what? I don't even know. So they kind of, it's like an
Okay.
in joke that throughout, like maybe this is all just whatever. No, George, spoilers. George Clooney's not in this movie. Um, so I don't know
But
why
he
they,
may be in the future movie.
but again, brother,
Okay.
sister, I'm just like, why bring this up? He could have just been anywhere else. But anyhow, but yeah, so the whole idea kind of similar because I think Ocean's 11, they're trying to rob a casino and do like one big heist at the same time, like distraction here, but they're really going here. Um, but yeah, so basically they're trying to get this $150 million jewel from this museum necklace, and basically the Anne Hathaway plays like a famous actress, and now she's not part of like the thief group. They're just using her because obviously all the famous actors and actresses are in there, and like, hey, we'll
Okay.
get the jewels on her, and then we'll swipe it. We have all this planned. Oh no, something went wrong. It has a magnetic unlock. We got to figure. So this didn't reinvent the wheel. Without it was entertaining. Some parts just seeing all of them together. The story overall, I kind of got bored, and I've said this about a few movies we've seen. It's just you've seen one, you've kind of seen them all, and that's how I felt about this. You knew, okay, this is probably going to happen. Yep, and like you said it, like the big twist. You're like, okay, what's the big twist at the end? Something's coming up, and sure enough, they did. But
You're
overall,
waiting for it.
you're waiting for it because it's what these movies
Yeah.
are. It's what the. But I will also say, this movie did have a lot of great actresses, and do not get me wrong, I'm a big fan of a lot of them. They've made a lot of great movies. Like I said, we've talked about some of them this year, but there was a chemistry that Ocean's 11 cast had that, yes, I can't maybe remember because hell, it's like 25 years ago almost. But I
Yeah.
think that's why I kind of enjoyed it. Because again, even with Ocean's 12 and 13, yeah, you're like, this is the same thing. But hell, it's Clooney, Pitt, and Damon and all the, now they're adding this person. Now they're adding this person. So I think the chemistry of that is the reason why we remember fondly to a point Ocean's 11. It's not, like we said, it's not a great film. People will not put this on their top 10 list. But everyone will be
No.
like, yeah, it was a fun movie. It wasn't bad. We enjoyed it. Whereas this, I just felt like, I don't know. It was kind of just a rehash of a lot of things, which is kind of sad with the talent that was involved. Because a part of me, I guess, should have expected this because it is an Ocean's movie, and this is what they do. That's the whole point. But I just felt like maybe they could have gone in a different direction, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you what the direction is. I just felt like them together wasn't as believable or as fun as I don't want to say the original, but the Ocean's 11 crew. So again, I enjoy it? Yeah, it had some parts, but overall, it was just this is going to be forgettable to me. Where Ocean's 11 kind of might stay with a little bit, just like again the chemistry, and I kind of remember, like I said, the casino and this and that. This is just like eh. And yeah, there's a reason why there's no Ocean's 9 or 10, whatever technically would be the next one if they were to do it, if they ever revamp this. But yeah, I was kind of sad. I don't know what I was expecting though. I should have expected pretty much the same. I mean, I think it did well. I'm looking right now; it grossed almost 300 million. So obviously, people went out to see it, probably because of the stars involved. But overall, Soto, yeah, I again, I'm not going to say it's the worst thing I've watched, but I'm not going back to watch this again. Whereas, even like I said, Ocean's 11, it was on. I had nothing else to watch. I would keep it on, But this one, it is forgettable. Which again, I know I said it. It's kind of sad because there's a lot of great actresses. I love Helena Bonham Carter, and I'm sure you love a lot of these too. I mean, I don't know, but that's how I felt. I don't know what I was expecting going in. I guess again kind of like the first one, maybe something fun, but yeah, I don't want to say I checked out. It just like it felt very unoriginal. Nothing surprised me, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But the question that we do, as we do when we get to this part, where do I put this on my overall ranking? I will tell you, it's going towards the bottom half.
Well, you have a bottom half now officially.
Well, yeah. Oh, well, technically there's always a bottom half. It just changes. When we had 20 movies, it's just like, yeah, just 10 are the bottom half. Yeah, but I'm feeling I'm in the 60s, and I think it's going to go here because that's going to go right above another movie I was kind of disappointed in. So I'm going to put this at number 68, which is right above Muppets Haunted Mansion, but underneath The Hunt. I feel like this is good. The Hunt. Do you remember The Hunt?
Yes. I kind of do.
I know, which is funny. Whenever we do a recap, I know we're not going to recap every movie we did, but it's going to be hilarious because I started creating like all the pictures. I have to get these little videos ready just to play in the background for us.
Right.
And it's just going back. But anyhow, yeah, no, this is kind of the area where I think it's just I expected more, but I got disappointment. Because if you look, it's like Ocean's 8, Muppets Haunted Mansion, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. You go above The Hunt, Twisters, Teenage, so it's like this is where the disappointment. Like I think I expected more, and I probably shouldn't have with this. But like I said again, just knowing that big women's cast, I'm like, all right, let's just see what they do, and they did much of the same. I don't know. I should have expected that, but yeah, 68. As usual, this can go up and down. But right now, this is kind of the area where I'm feeling Soto. So
68.
68.